Jubilees chapter 32. And he stayed that night at Bethel, and Levi dreamed that they had ordained and made him the priest of the Most High God, him and his sons forever. And he awoke from his sleep and blessed the Lord. And Jacob rose early in the morning on the 14th of this month, and he gave a tithe of all that came with him, both of men and cattle, both of gold and every vessel and garment. Yes, he gave tithes of all. And in those days Rachel became pregnant with her son Benjamin. And Jacob counted his sons from him upwards, and Levi fell to the portion of the Lord. And his father clothed him in the garments of the priesthood and filled his hands. And on the 15th of this month he brought to the altar 14 oxen from among the cattle, and 28 rams, and 49 sheep, and 7 lambs, and 21 kids of the goats as a burnt offering on the altar of sacrifice, well pleasing for a sweet savor before God. This was his offering, in consequence of the vow which he had vowed that he would give a tenth with their fruit offerings and their drink offerings. And when the fire had consumed it, he burned incense on the fire over the fire. And for a thank offering 2 oxen and 4 rams and 4 sheep, 4 male goats, and 2 sheep of a year old, and 2 kids of the goats. And thus he did daily for 7 days. And he and all his sons and his men were eating this with joy there for 7 days, and were blessing and thanking the Lord, who had delivered him out of all his tribulation and had given him his vow. And he tithed all the clean animals and made a burnt sacrifice. But he did not give the unclean animals to his son Levi, and he gave him all the souls of the men. And Levi discharged the priestly office at Bethel before his father Jacob in preference to his 10 brothers. And he was a priest there, and Jacob gave his vow. Thus he tithed the tithe to the Lord again and sanctified it, and it became holy to him. For this reason, it is ordained on the heavenly tablets as a law for the tithe again to eat before the Lord from year to year in the place where it is chosen that his name should dwell. And to this law there is no limit of days forever. This ordinance is written that it may be fulfilled from year to year in eating the second tithe before the Lord in the place where it has been chosen. And nothing will remain over from it from this year to the year following. For in its year the seed will be eaten unto the days of the gathering of the seed of the year, and the wine unto the day of the wine, and the oil unto the days of its season. And all that is left thereof and becomes old, let it be regarded as polluted, let it be burned with fire, for it is unclean. And thus let them eat it together in a sanctuary. Let them eat it together in the sanctuary, and do not let them permit it to become old. And all the tithes of the oxen and sheep will be holy to the Lord, and will belong to his priests, which they will eat before him from year to year. For thus it is ordained and engraved regarding the tithe of the heavenly tablets. And on the following night, on the 22nd day of this month, Jacob resolved to build that place, and to surround the court with a wall, and to sanctify it and make it holy forever for himself and his children after him. And the Lord appeared to him by night and blessed him, and said to him, Your name will not be called Jacob, but Israel. They will name your name. And he said to him again, I am the Lord who created the heavens and the earth, and I will increase you and multiply you exceedingly. And kings will come out from you, and they will judge everywhere, wherever the foot of the sons of men has trodden. And I will give to your seed all the earth which is under the heavens, and they will judge all the nations according to their desires. And after that they will get possessions of the whole earth and inherit it forever. And he finished speaking with him, and he went up from him. And Jacob looked until he had ascended into heaven. And he saw in a vision of the night, and behold, a messenger descended from heaven with 7 tablets in his hands. And he gave them to Jacob, and he read them and knew all that was written therein, which would befall him and his sons together throughout all the ages. And he showed him all that was written on the tablets, and said to him, Do not build this place, and do not make it a perpetual sanctuary, and do not dwell here, for this is not the place. Go to the house of your father Abraham, and dwell with your father Isaac until the day of the death of your father. For in Egypt you will die in peace, and you will be buried in this land with honor in the tomb of your fathers with Abraham and Isaac. Do not fear, for as you have seen and read it, thus it will all be. And right now, everything as you have seen and read. And Jacob said, Lord, how can I remember all that I have read and seen? And he said to him, I will bring all things to your remembrance. And he went up from him, and he awoke from his sleep, and remembered everything which he had read and seen. And he wrote down all the words which he had read and seen. And he celebrated there yet another day, and he sacrificed thereon according to all that he sacrificed on the former days, and called its name Addition. For this day was added, in the former days he called the feast. And thus it was manifest that it should be, and it is written on the heavenly tablets. For that reason it was revealed to him that he should celebrate it and add it to the 7 days of the feast. And its name was called Addition, because that it was recorded among the days of the feast days, according to the number of the days of the year. And in the night on the 23rd of this month, Rebekah's nurse Deborah died, and they buried her beneath the city under the oak of the river. And he called the name of this place the river of Deborah, and the oak of the morning of Deborah. And Rebekah went and returned to her house to his father Isaac, and Jacob sent by her hand rams and sheep and male goats, that she should prepare a meal for his father, such as he desired. And he went after his mother until he came to the land of Cabratan, and he dwelt there. And Rachel bore a son in the night, and called his name Son of My Sorrow, for she suffered in giving him birth. And his father called his name Benjamin. On the 11th of the 8th month, in the first of the 6th week of this Jubilee, and Rachel died there. And she was buried in the land of Ephrath, that the same is Bethlehem. And Jacob built a pillar on the grave of Rachel, on the road above her grave.